Oi, hi, amigo gringo!
Oi, tudo bem?
Oi, tudo bem?
Hi, Seth.
Oh, amigo gringo.
Algumas semanas atrás, eu convidei vocês a participarem em aulas particulares de inglês comigo pelo aplicativo Cambly. E muitas pessoas aceitaram o convite. Pessoas de todo o Brasil, Amazonas, São Paulo, Rio, Amapá, Cuiabá. Nossa, e essas pessoas foram bem corajosas porque elas sabiam que eu ia talvez criticar e corrigir eles falando inglês. Mas na realidade, para aprender bem o inglês, você tem que ter essa coragem de errar. Porque, claro, todo mundo erra. Eu provavelmente já errei nesse vídeo em português. Mas me importa? Não me importa. Querem ver como foi? Vou mostrar. Mas primeiro é só lembrar vocês que esse vídeo é uma parceria com Cambly, que é um aplicativo que conecta você com professores de inglês 24 horas por dia, 7 dias por semana. É só entrar no aplicativo no iPhone ou no Android ou no site mesmo deliscambly.com e aí você será conectado a um professor nativo, falante nativo de inglês, como eu, mas provavelmente menos chato. Vamos ver as aulas? Vamos lá!
Oi!
Oi, this is an English class. Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Where are you?
I'm in Cuiabá and I'm holding my dog because he won't stop barking.
Ah, okay. Does your dog speak English?
I don't think so.
It's Paulinho. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Good.
Oi, hi, amigo gringo! That's my very first time speaking English in my life. I've never spoken English before.
What? No, this is impossible.
I am living single.
Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. I'm living alone.
I'm living alone.
Or you can say I'm living on my own. This is a good sentence.
So I living on my own.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I have some questions about some words that I've never been able to actually use them in a sentence.
Okay, go for it. Give me a word.
Like the word linger.
So I think the main use of the word linger, it means to stay around, to stay somewhere for too long. Okay, here's a good use. So let's say you go to a museum and you thought you would go for 30 minutes, but you decided you're relaxed. So you say, oh, this is nice. Let's linger here a little longer.
Ah, okay.
It's very interesting because in English, the word barbecue, right? So if we have the barbecue, it means two different things. First, it means the churrasqueira, right? The barbecue, or we might say a grill, so a barbecue grill. But also, barbecue is a flavor, right?
Flavor?
Yeah.
Like barbecue sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I would like to say that you're speaking very slowly, but very correctly. So maybe you can stop worrying so much about being exactly right and just talk. And maybe be wrong, but then you will improve. What do you think?
I think you're right.
So this word is a very good word to learn for people who maybe they're watching this video. What you're saying is, Eric is saying, is countryside, which is like interior, right? The problem is very difficult to translate interior to English because in Brazil it's very common word. Eu moro no interior. É muito comum. But we don't say this. I think maybe the best way to say this in English is I live in a small town. Ok, queria só explicar mais um pouco. Então, countryside para nós é um lugar bem rural, não é uma cidade aqui. Você pode ter cidades grandes no interior. Para nós, countryside seria um lugar bem tranquilo. Não seria, por exemplo, cidade de Campinas, ok? Que é uma cidade grande, só que está no interior porque não é capital. A gente então tem realmente essa ideia de capital e o resto do estado. Em muitos casos, as capitais de estados dos Estados Unidos são bem pequenininhas, então não faz sentido dizer, por exemplo, que no estado de Nova York, a capital é Albany. Seria um pouco absurdo, né, eu dizer, eu moro na cidade de Nova York. É uma cidade do interior. When you say actually, you mean actually in English, right? Like verdadeiramente.
Yeah, na verdade. I mean,
Na verdade, because of course in Portuguese, if I say atualmente estou no Brasil,
no. I mean, I'm from Brazil, but actually, now I am in the US.
oh, do you know how to say arara in English?
No.
Perfect. It's a good lesson. It's called a macaw.
Macaw?
Macaw.
Macaw.
So you use this word. You see it? Too much?
Too much. Okay.
But for us, too much means something different. It doesn't mean you would say você gosta demais, né? But você gosta demais, this is positive. You like it too much is negative. It means
okay.
I like it. It's bad for me. I like it so much that it's hurting me.
Okay.
So you can say, instead of this, you can say, you really like it a lot.
You really like it a lot.
This is very complicated. It's a very good question. So if you are visiting your family for Christmas, you can say, I will be home for Christmas. This means you'll be home to spend Christmas with your family. But if you say, I will be home on Christmas, this means you will arrive at your family's house exactly on December 25th.
I am designer graphic.
Oh, you are a graphic designer.
Let
me give you a test. How about past tense? How do you say, I'm going to type this. How do you say this? How do you say this phrase?
I learned.
Woo!
How can I say? That's a pity. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting question because, okay, I'm going to use the Cambly tool here. So you say it's a pity, but funny thing is, this sounds to me like you are an old woman when you say this.
Okay.
So or maybe you're from England or something. But so for United States, maybe we would say something like, that's too bad. Oops.
That's too bad.
And we have a cultural center in front of Beco do Batman.
Okay. Oh, perfect time for an English lesson. So you say in front of Beco do Batman, but this doesn't really make any sense in English. So let's figure out what you mean. Usually, when Brazilians say in front of, they mean across from.
Across from. Great.
Not always, but most of the time. So in front of means, if I say I'm in front of my house, I just mean I'm standing outside the door of my house. But most of the time in Portuguese, en frente a significa do outro lado da rua, ou do lado de lá, something like this. Not always, but so that's good. I'll give you one quick vocabulary lesson. So how do you say salgado in English?
I don't know.
Most people think it's salty, but in many cases, it's not the right translation. When you're talking about doce ou salgado, the real translation is sweet or savory.
Oh my God.
Ok, só queria explicar mais um pouquinho. Salgado, você poderia traduzir salgado literalmente a salty, mas a gente usa de forma um pouco diferente. Quando eu ouço salty em inglês, eu estou pensando em algo que talvez tem sal demais. Uau, essas batatas fritas são muito salty. Those french fries are very salty. Isso não é bom. Enquanto muitas vezes salgado em português não é nada ruim. Significa que é uma coisa que não é doce, que tem sal, salgadinho, etc. A palavra para isso em inglês é savory. Savory, de certa forma, é o contrário de sweet. A gente não usa tanto, mas dá para entender. Sweet or savory. Doce ou salgado. This is a good lesson. Now let's try to say Rio de Janeiro in English.
Rio de Janeiro.
So I'm going to give you a test. If you know this expression, yeah. Do you know the expression, a dime a dozen?
No, a dime and a dozen.
Yeah. So
No.
you know what a dime is? A dime is 10 cents coin.
Yeah.
And a dozen, you know a dozen?
No.
Dúzia, uma dúzia, right? So
Okay.
a dime a dozen means 10 centavos por uma dúzia. So this means something that is very common and very worthless. I have to tell you, there is two things about English to be good at English. One, you have to learn English. But two, you have to feel comfortable speaking English.
Yes.
Your comfort level is fantastic. You are very confident.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
You need to just practice more because your English is very good. You just need to feel more comfortable in English. So practice as much as you can.
Thank you, Seth. I love your channel.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good luck in school.